In this video, we are going to learn about permutations with repetition. First, let's remember what a permutation is. A permutation is an ordering or an arrangement of certain objects. And often, permutation problems will ask you in how many ways can you pick and arrange a certain number of objects from a larger set of objects. But what happens when some of those original objects are the same? Now, these sorts of problems are permutation problems with repetition. And these problems will often take the form of a word that has some repeated letters, and you're trying to figure out how many words can you make from that original word. So for example, what if we had the word Mississippi? This is an 11-letter word, but some of the letters are the same. Notice that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different I's. We also have 4 S's and 2 P's. So if we wanted to think about how many ways could we rearrange the letters in the word Mississippi to make other sort of words, we couldn't just say, oh, that would be 11 P11 because we have 11 letters, we're picking and arranging 11. The reason why is because we would end up counting some words twice because there's no way to tell the difference between, for example, the P's. Okay, if I switched the place of these two P's, it would look like exactly the same word. So we would be counting things multiple times. So the way to get around that is you start out with doing your original permutation, which would be 11P11 in this case, because there's 11 letters and we're trying to rearrange them. So we're picking 11 of them to rearrange. We're going to take that and divide by the number of ways to rearrange each of these sets of letters that there are multiples of. Okay, so how many ways can we rearrange 2 P's? Well, in 2 ways. In general, it will just be the number factorial. So for the P's, we're dividing by 2 factorial. For the I's, there are 4 I's. We're dividing by 4 factorial. That's because there are 4 factorial different ways to rearrange 4 I's or 4 of any object. And we want all of those 4 factorial ways to only count as 1 because we won't be able to tell the difference since all 4 of the I's are the same or look the same. And same thing for the S's. So again, divide by 4 factorial for the S's. So for the I's is 4 factorial, and for those S's, because there's 4 S's, we're also dividing by 4 factorial. And now we just need to compute this out in order to figure out how many words can we make from the word Mississippi. So to do this, one way would be to write out 11P11 as multiplication, and so that we can start maybe canceling things. You could also use your calculator to do all of these calculations as well. So I'm just going to use the calculator, and 11P11 is a big number, 39,916,800, and we're dividing that by 2, because 2 factorial means 2 times 1, and then 4 factorial, which is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 24, and then dividing by 24 again. And we end up with 34,650. So because there are all these repetitions in the word Mississippi of letters, there's not millions of ways to rearrange to make new words. There's actually only thousands of ways, 34,650. So again, the way you do this is think about as if there were no repetitions first. So 11P11 because there are 11 letters and we're going to pick all 11 of them to rearrange. Then look for any repetitions and divide by the number of letters that are being repeated, factorial. So for the P's, there were 2 P's, so it was 2 factorial. There were 4 I's, so that was 4 factorial, and 4 S's, so that was 4 factorial. There was only 1 M, so we didn't need to do anything for that. Then calculate it out. You can use your calculator or you can do it out by hand. It sort of depends on how big the numbers are, and you can get your answer.